What is going on, guys? Penzik here with Reaper Gaming, and today we got another unboxing. A little present for myself to go with the new Gskill mouse. So far, I love the mouse, but we got the Gskill RIPJAWS KM780R MX keyboard, and these have the Cherry MX Brown switches in it. I picked this up off of a Newegg shell shocker for about $55. It was like 50% off. I think MAP or MSRP on it's 120. So it was about $50 or so. So I couldn't pass it up. Needed a new keyboard. Treating myself with all the new computer upgrades here. So let's go over it. Overall packaging is heavy. It's heavier than what you would expect the keyboard to be. But picture, obviously they did some good jobs on advertisement for the box. If you're going to buy it in the store, it would stand out. Looks pretty good. Cherry MX mechanical switches, ergonomically controlled dedicated macros, whole bunch of features back and forth. Let's flip it over to the back. Profile select, on the fly macro recording, dedicated macro keys, Cherry MX mechanical key switch, black anodized aluminum finished, foldable cable holder, media control panel with LED volume display, per key backlight control, soft touch wrist reset, fully programmable keys, etc. Full N key. So the typical deal when you get a keyboard. Let's pop it open. Let's do our unboxing here, and let's see what we think of this thing here. We're gonna get my dull knife out. I'm gonna have to invest in a new knife because I have still not found my other knife. I have no idea where it went. Tiff took it. Has not been seen since. So this thing couldn't cut butter. It needs sharpened. Alright, so let's open this up. Bear with me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Alright, so typical box inside of a box. The nice fancy packaging for display, and then we get a basic bare cardboard box for the actual shipping box, the actual structural box. So we're going to grab the keyboard out. So we're going to set that to the side. We're going to grab the rest of it out here as well. There's the instructions. There's something beneath as well. What's this? Wrist guard. Alright, so main brown box on. So we got our wrist guard. Let's pop that out. Boom. There's our wrist guard. You guys, we don't look at this warranty guide. Then here's our keyboard. Let's get the wire out first. First thing I'm gonna point out is this wire is gigantic. Let's see if we can get the rest of this wire out here. The diameter of this wire is just astonishing. Okay, so I'm gonna need my dull knife for the plastic. We're gonna force right through it. Alright, there we go. Oh, I got another one. So as you guys can see, I'm gonna give you an example to compare it to. That way you have an idea of what exactly I mean by when I say this wire is huge, and you're gonna see why here in a second if I can get the tape off. Superb job on packaging from the guys over at Gskill. Alright, so that should be good enough to get that off, I hope. So, standard braided mouse wire to, see if you guys can notice that. I mean, this thing's huge. The reason for it being so huge is we've got 2 USB connectors to it, plus 2 3.5mm jacks. There's a lot of features to this, including USB 2.0 and stereo audio pass-through, so you can put your mic straight into the keyboard. You can connect your USB stuff to the keyboard as well. It'll go right to your system. It's only USB 2 though, so don't expect super high performance or data transfer rates. You have one solid cable all the way into the splitter itself, which splits off into 4 separate pieces. Each separate piece is individually braided. And these things are stiff, guys. It's durable. That feels strong. It feels heavy duty. Let's get the wrist set up aside for now. Let's get this bag off. Hopefully no more tape. We're just gonna rip it. There we go. So now the reason I wanted this is Ethan is finally to the age. My youngest, he's 6 now, where he's last year we built him a gaming PC. He got my hand-me-downs. But he's finally to the point where he's starting to use keyboard and mouse, and he's not the most gentlest of people. So when he plays on mine gets kind of slammed on. So here we go. Let's see if we can get some more light on this. There we go. It's a little bit better. This is all anodized aluminum. It's all brushed for texture looks. We've got a solid aluminum pipe all the way around. Believe me when I say this thing it's stiff. There's no flex, there's no give to it. The bottom's plastic. We've got our feet. This is our wire holder itself, so if you have stuff coming into the USB, the mic, the headphones, I'm not sure what the switch is yet. We're gonna have to see. But you can slide this over, hold it wherever you need it. That way the wire's kind of out of your way and you don't have to deal with it. So there we go. We got it out of the box here. Let me get it plugged in, hooked up. We'll install the drivers as well. We'll get it lit up and we'll go over some of the features here and start experimenting. Alright guys, so I've got this thing hooked up. I've got the pad, the wrist pad on it. I've got the LED set up. I started looking over some of the controls that you have with this thing, and let me get this up. So your macros and everything are going to be a ton of options. Let me slide this off to the side for now. So your on-the-fly macros, you have your programming function, the 3 macros there. These are all programmable, as well as you have all your brightness stuff, all your volume control over on the other side. Let me slide it down here. We've got the volume control on the other side, so this will control the volume to your PC right from here, as well as your media play buttons, everything like that. Now, if you guys notice, I've got my LEDs seem to be kind of snaking through, and that's specifically called the snake. I'm not going to go through all the macro stuff. This is the page for it. I mean, if you guys are interested in macros, I'm going to get really in-depth with this with some of my MMORPGs. And I think it's going to make it a fantastic improvement to the games itself, just having the macros on the keyboard as well to go through. But so this stuff, I mean, there's delays. You can set the milliseconds. Each button you want pressed, you can program it all. Customizations for the profiles, you can save all the profiles, the settings to everything. Your polling rate, whether you wanted 1000 hertz, 500 hertz. End key rollover, timer settings, on-screen display, all that stuff. Repeat delay. Everything is like fully customizable to this thing, even into the lighting. So let me see, we can do background lighting. If we want to do background lighting, we can change it to a single light. So if I wanted to do a single light, say, not the all, let's turn off all. I'll get it over to single. Say all you wanted was your arrow keys lit up for night game. You can have pretty much every other LED on the board off, except the arrow key. So if you wanted to do your WASD and your arrows for nighttime play, let me move it over here. You can have it set up just that way. So you can customize the LEDs to this extraordinarily, as well as bring down, you know, the dimness of the LEDs. And that's just the background control there. For you can set it to all, single, whatever you want. Effect lighting's pretty cool. I had it set on Snake. There's reactive. I don't know what reactive does. Let's see what it does. W. That's pretty cool. Let's go back. The only way I found to go back so far is the back and forth here. Effect. What are we on reactive 2? Let's do reactive 1. What does reactive 1 do? So that's just the each individual key itself. So if you wanted to, you could and it waves through. Let's check. And then the one I had it on was snake. So if you use snake, the LEDs actually flow through the keyboard like a snake's crawling on your keyboard, and it will go through. So there is a ton of different options here for LED lighting and everything else, guys. Experiment and have some fun with it. Random ripple. What's ripple? I want to see what ripple does. You can never have too many LED options. Boom. So that's cool. It's like a puddle. Throw a rock in a puddle, it ripples. So a lot of customizations here, guys. Ton of different options for the gamers out there. Macros set up, a whole bunch of everything. There's a ton of stuff to go through, and there's a huge instruction book on how to use it all, how to program it all, how to do everything. So I'm gonna have to go dig through it. We're gonna change that to 1,000. We're gonna put our lighting on, background lighting. We're just gonna do all for now. The only complaints I have so far on any of it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you guys can see it. I know it's a little wonky with the camera picking up the LEDs because it looks like it's pulsing. It's not really pulsing. I'll tell you that now. It's not pulsing. It's just the camera's at 30 frames per second. It's just not catching the LED strobes as well. But the 1, 2, 3 number, the icon above them, so the symbols, the exclamation, the at, the pound, that is all brighter than the actual numbers itself. The numbers are a little dimmer than I would like them to be because they're on the bottom. And if you look, we'll do it over here. So when you pull off the caps for the mechanical switches, the LED is actually to the top, which makes, if you have a double icon on it, the bottom icon is going to be immediately dimmer than the top one because the LED is towards the bottom. That's the only complaint I have so far. But we'll see what happens from there. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I'll leave a link down in the bottom description for the keyboard itself if you guys want to look at it. If you could, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. We'd appreciate it.